We're still up on the tripod. Good morning, everybody. Well, today it's Wednesday. It's January the 6th. Yeah, January the 6th, I believe, today. Wow. It's about -2, -3 degrees Celsius. And we're just starting a day hike today. So we have a day pack with us. Oh, it's about, I'm going to say 12, 13 pounds. We've got a flask of coffee, our electrolyte water, lunch, snacks, fruit for the day, a camera, a couple of other little things, hand warmers and so on. Just basic kind of day hiking gear. We're starting out on the third line of Grey County. So that's just off what's known as the Castle Glen Road on the Blue Mountain section. We're heading south. We're heading south to the bottom of the Pretty River Valley. I was actually down there yesterday working on a photography shoot, landscape shoot of the Pretty River for my Gary Clayton photography channel. But of course, today this is all about hiking. So hey, Jasper here. Welcome to my channel. And you know what? We are going to have a blast. It's going to be somewhere around, you know, I'm guessing 25 kilometers for the day, could be a little bit more, but we'll know by the end of the day. Not sure. It's going to be fun. It's essentially a training day, and it's just a gorgeous day. It's still grey this morning, and it's been grey for the last week. However, the sun promises to shine today. Well, that's what the weatherman says anyhow. Today's all about, I'm going to say, training. It's all about speed today. For me, anyhow. I have different, as you know, different kind of areas in which I look at for my training, be it elevation gain, be it carrying weight, be it speed training, and so on. All snowmobile trails right here. All designed to assist me and help me be successful in my kind of annual major through hikes that I do. So yeah, today's about speed. Anyhow, let's get going. Let's lay down some miles. Incredibly interesting trail through here. Just behind me a little ways is a challenging descent, but someone, maybe the Bruce Trail volunteers or the conservatory or just some hikers, have put some fresh ropes down there. Really beneficial. So thank you to whoever put the ropes down there, because simply makes everything that much easier. The trail today is hard packed snow. We haven't had any fresh snow for, you know what, probably almost a week now, say 5 days or so anyhow. The trail hard packed. A lot more people hiking now, of course, you know, due to lockdowns and the gymnasiums and workout facilities and the Ys all being closed again. A lot of people on the trail. So trail hard packed, much easier going than say last year at this time, or the year before, or the year before that, when there was fewer people on the trails in the winter. Now there's a lot more. So the trail is hard packed. I'm wearing my micro spikes today, and that's really all I need. Nothing more than micro spikes. My footwear today is actually, we did do a video. If I can figure out how to do that, I'll actually throw a link for that video up there on the screen. But we did do a video back in the summer about my choice of footwear and what I use for through hikes, and we talked about boots and shoes and trail runners and so on. And as I'm sure you all know, Ultra Lone Peaks are my footwear for choice for through hiking. However, I did pick up, because of the ridiculous sales online with all the stores being closed, I did pick up a few pairs of other kind of name brand shoes, hiking footwear. Today I'm using one of those pairs. This is a North Face. I think it's something like North Face Fast Trail footwear. And the regular price of this particular footwear was $99.99, $100. Well, back in the summer, Sports Check put out a ridiculous sale of final sale, no returns, blah, blah, blah. I think it was $26. I bought a pair. I've been using these for the last few weeks now, and they're absolutely amazing. Now, I do always get extra wide, or wide, extra wide kind of fitting, which allows for displaying of the forward part of the foot and the toes and so on. And I always get one size bigger than I would use on my daily kind of footwear usage. So these things are actually working out amazing. You couldn't believe it. Sometimes, you know, you do get what you pay for, but other times you can find some ridiculous deals at certain times. This footwear, there's no reason this won't last me at least the winter for my hiking. I'm doing, even in the winter months, I'm doing, 500 or more, 500 to 600 kilometers a month on trail. So I do a lot of hiking pretty much all the time. And these things are doing great. It's North Face Fast Line, I think it is. Anyhow, just thought I'd throw that out there. Beautiful trail here though. Exciting. All this snow is amazing. Wow, beautiful. So where we are now, the trail itself opens up into a wider kind of access road. Behind me through those trees is access to the top of the Osler Bluff ski hills and ski club, and I think that's how they may access that kind of facility. In fact, it does say no trespassing, Osler Bluff Ski Club. Trespassers will be prosecuted. It tells you that right here. However, it is also, the Bruce Trail goes right through there, and that is what we are on. So we are allowed on the Bruce Trail through this property. There are many properties on the Bruce Trail, especially clubs. Devil's Glen Ski Club is another one, and others, you know, that say no, positively no kind of trespassing and this kind of thing. But the Bruce Trail goes right through those properties, and unless it's kind of marked, say at the request of the landowner and so on, then you can have the right of way through those properties on and staying on the actual Bruce Trail. Thought I'd mention that. But anyhow, right here, it opens up wide. Wow, beautiful. We're right on the top of the escarpment, and we're actually very close to the highest point on the whole Bruce Trail. But where we're going to be heading to, I guess, next, or the next kind of port of call, if you will, where we'll stop and have a quick break, is a place we've been to many times, which is a lookout at the top of Osler Bluff. Beautiful place. Still very grey out, and the weatherman said would be sunny today, but again, it's been grey for the last week now. Of course, the sun will shine. I just thought it was going to shine this morning, but maybe not. But that's okay too. It's just a perfect day. There's a gentle breeze, but you know what? It's not particularly windy. It's not particularly cold, maybe about -1, -2, which is fine for Ontario. This time of year, January, that's great. Could be -20 or more. So yeah, and at a stiff pace, a good pace, I'm really quite comfortable. In fact, a little warm, I guess. In fact, I might actually take my toque off. My head's sweating a bit. So, you know what? We're doing okay. Keeping warm, just fine. By the way, in the wintertime, sweating on the trail is something that you don't want to do, because at some point that moisture will evaporate and cool. And when it does, your body temperature will drop, and it can actually cause you certain issues. So control your layers as you hike in the winter months, be it a day hike or whatever. Control your layers. Make sure you use layers for your clothing, your gear, and manage those layers appropriately so you don't sweat. Be warm, be comfortable, but don't sweat. Okay. Just saying that. I mean, of course, there's times you're going to sweat. If you're out for an hour or two's jog or something on the trail, then you'll probably sweat. That's fine. I'm talking if you're out for the day or more. You want to manage your body temperature accordingly. Yeah. Doing fine. Somewhere around, 5 kilometers or so into the hike now. So we're doing just fine. Pace is good. Feeling good. I had maple brown sugar oatmeal for breakfast. The Quaker instant kind, the exact same kind as I take on trail with me. Knowing that I was going to do a good solid day of hiking in the winter time, I did have 3 pouches, and so that set me up good for the morning anyhow. Yeah. I haven't seen a soul out here today, which is just fine. On the weekend, there's been lots of people. My goodness. Okay. Now, just up here, just ahead of me, is the final kind of scramble, if you will. And that's going to take me up to the Osler Bluff lookout. At somewhere around 1,600 and maybe 60 feet above sea level, but I'll check. I have my Garmin GPS watch with me, so we'll have a look. But check this out. You've been here with me before, of course, many times. But hey, you gotta love it up here. Just look at this view. Beautiful. Enjoying my first break of the day, coffee, and my little package of cheesy crackers. I'm sure if you watch many of my videos on my through hikes, I use these cheesy crackers a lot. Great little snack. Ah, it's beautiful up here. Wow, and the view is amazing. By the way, I would like to just take a moment, wish everybody a very, very happy, healthy, and safe new year. Let's hope 2021 is a little better for us all than 2020, that's for sure. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, hey, I just hope you had a wonderful time. That's fine too. Coffee's good. So we'll take a little moment, talk about kind of what's up and coming, and that is, well, of course, it being the winter and kind of right now the off season for through hiking, especially in Ontario and other areas. Of course, there's the winter training, which I'm constantly doing. So I'm on the trail, as I've mentioned, all the time. But for 2021, as I'm sure you all know by now, because I've harped on about it so much. Look at this beautiful little stream here. Beautiful little stream here. Just take a little look-see. Wow. How pretty is this? Especially with all that beautiful snow. Anyhow, I'll turn you guys back around. As I was saying, so as you know, yeah, the Colorado Trail is my major through hike for 2021. Was my through hike for 2020, but it didn't happen because of the bug. We all know that. Everything's fine. So yeah, depending on work and income, earnings, and so on, as a wedding photographer, 2020 was just a total write-off. I shot one wedding when I should have shot a lot of weddings. So I lost a lot of income there. But I am back driving part-time a school bus for the winter, which I do in the winter months, because photography is slow anyhow in the winter for me. So depending on income, I'm definitely wanting to do my Colorado this year. I'm also kind of looking at the Oak Ridges in Ontario. I believe that's around 250 kilometers from Orangeville, heading east. It crosses the Ganaraska north of Port Hope and continues past there for, I don't know exactly how far. I'm having a hard time actually getting a trail map. But I do have contacts and I do know people that have hiked that a particular trail. In fact, I know a hiking lady, Crunch, she hiked that trail. I know that, so I really should make contact with her and get some information as far as resupplying and, you know, is it a marked blaze trail? I believe it is a marked blaze trail because we've seen the trailhead when we were on the Bruce on our through hikes and so on. So yeah, so that's kind of my tentative kind of plan. If it works out, maybe, depending on, again, the wedding shoots. If I'm booked solid with wedding shoots, then the Oak Ridges won't be a go. And I'm hoping to be booked solid with wedding shoots. But again, we don't know yet. All depends on how quickly they get, I guess, the vaccines out and they open things up for weddings and so on. We'll see. But with last year being all the weddings pretty much cancelled, then I imagine 2021, 2022 could be banner years for wedding photography, because the whole industry would be backed up, I guess. But anyhow, don't know. So yeah, definitely the Colorado. The latest I could start the Colorado would be, probably around 8th or 10th of August. I don't know if I'd want to start any later than that on the Colorado. It's about a 40-day hike, and you know, I think once you get past around the 20th or so on of September, you don't really want to be spending too much time in the US Rockies after that on trail, simply because the weather changes and the snows will come and you can end up in a bit of a pickle, a bit of a bind then. So that leaves, yeah, if I did the Oak Ridges, again, that would depend on bookings. If I have a couple of week period of time in the summer where, you know, say July, and I don't have any wedding bookings, then the Oak Ridges could be a definite possibility, if finances allow that too. So a little bit of an update on the 2021 hiking season. Also, there's another one in Ontario, which I believe is from Kingston to Ottawa, and I believe it's called the Redo Trail. Somewhere, I don't know, is that somewhere around 400 kilometers maybe? Not quite sure. So that's another one I could possibly look at. And I've lent more and more towards the Appalachian, but man, I just financially don't see how I could afford that amount of time. That would be like a 5-month hike, and to have no income for 5 months would be really bad for me. So I just don't know how I could make that one happen, but been kind of looking at it more and more and more and more. Kind of growing on me is the Appalachian Trail. And that trail, of course, would give me a US crown if I could complete that. But anyhow, just thought, just kind of murmurings of things to come. Take a look-see. Going down the side, there's a pretty river here. Beautiful. So we've reached the Pretty River Valley Road at just a little over 11 kilometers, maybe 11 and a quarter kilometers in. We crossed the road and we walked down maybe 100 yards of the road or so, and then we come to a right turn through this like little gate, if you will, and back into the forest. And what I think is one of the prettiest areas around, or parts of the trail, and that's right along the river, right along the Pretty River, right along the banks. It's beautiful, and we're going to see that in just a moment. Now at the end of this particular section, or this particular area here, this particular forest, we come to a little kind of gravel road, and the trail makes a right turn, goes uphill, and back up to the top of the escarpment. For us today, we may very well be at our turnaround point when we get to the other side of this particular forest, and that'll put us somewhere at around the 12.5 kilometers so far, which means following the trail back the way we came is our 25 kilometers for the day and for our day hike, which is pretty much what we thought it would be when we started out this morning. Yeah. This particular area right here is actually one of my overnight kind of camping areas when I've been training or through hiking the Bruce. I've camped here right along the banks of this river several times. Beautiful little spot. When there's no snow on the ground, there's actually a little pit here, a little fire pit, and I've usually, let me see now, I've usually set my tent up. In fact, maybe this right here. Yeah, I think right here, this mound is the fire pit right here. And then over here is usually where I've set up my tent, in this area right here. It's perfect. I love being inside these pines. Yeah. Well, a perfect little spot to have lunch. We're at our turnaround point, and we are just about 12.5 kilometers in. It'll be the same going back. We're going to go back exactly the same way. So for lunch, I had a Laura bar, one of my cheese and cracker packs, and a apple, and of course my coffee. And I might have one of these Great Value peanut butter granola bars, one of those. I might have one of those. I'm still a little bit hungry. We'll see. We're going to sit here for another 5-10 minutes or so, and then we're going to start the hike back. Hey, just another day in Jasper's life of hiking the trails. I hope you're enjoying what we're doing. I really do. I hope you enjoy watching my videos. I enjoy making them. I enjoy taking you along and showing you what I see every day. Don't forget, please like, share, comment, and do subscribe if you haven't already. And for any new subscribers that may not know this, I have a second channel, which is all about photography, and that's Gary Clayton Photography. So please check that out. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to finish my coffee, finish my lunch, then we're going to get going. Really is beautiful here. Right ahead of us, we begin a solid climb. Now when I say solid, it's going to give me about 600 feet of elevation gain, and it's going to do that over, maybe 1.5 kilometers. So it's a reasonable climb, for sure. So yeah, just wanted to kind of show you that as we start the climb back up to the Osler Bluff, and actually leave then the Pretty River Valley. So, on the way back to where we parked early this morning, I decided, originally I was just going to backtrack and do the same route exactly, but I decided to make a little change. So we decided to come down the second line, which is where we are now, and then go up the Castle Glen Road and make a left turn on the third line. It should make it a little more interesting simply because I've only actually been down here once before, and secondly, it is going to make it a little bit longer of a trek. Just look through here, this wetland. Pretty, isn't it? Very pretty. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, we're heading down the second line. And I believe this is actually part of the Platoon Side Trail, I believe. In fact, I'm sure it is. Although I'm not seeing any blue blazes right now. But anyhow, I'm sure this is part of the Platoon Side Trail. And then when we get to the end of here, you can go straight across and into the forest, continuing northbound on the Bruce, or you can make a left turn. And that would go up a pretty serious climb, and you would be southbound on the Bruce. So we are going to make that left turn. We are going to make that climb. It's about a kilometer and a half, maybe 2 kilometers, and it's a good climb. So it's good training. And then I say we'll make the left on the third line. Yeah, so a little change, increase the distance, make it that much more exciting, interesting, and challenging. We're now arriving back where we started this morning. We're coming from a different direction. That's because we made those changes to the route on the way back, which added about a kilometer, maybe 1.25 kilometers to the actual hike. My little car right ahead of me, but this time, unlike this morning, there's other cars parked there too for other hikers and so on, out enjoying the trail. Hey, it's been a blast, and I hope you've enjoyed hiking with me today. I've enjoyed taking you along. I always do. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help my channel. It looks like another car coming up behind. More hikers parking. But here's my little car with my Gary Clayton wedding photography on the back, on the side, sorry, and also on the back. Yeah, well, Wow, what an exciting day. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. So we ended up with around 26.5, 27 kilometers for the day. That's okay. You know what, guys? We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.